Hi, and welcome to Tisha Channel. I'm really excited about today's program, and I am very happy to have my guest here, Mr. Daniel Edubuachi. Today, we are talking about studying in the USA. And why are we doing this? We have seen from social media that so many people desire to go for further studies, but they don't know how to go about it. So we want to do this to help our friends and younger ones who desire to go for further studies but don't know the way forward. Mr. Daniel Edubuachi, welcome to the show.
Thank you, and thanks for having me here.
How are you doing?
By the grace of God, I'm very well. What about you?
I'm very well, thank you. And how is Florida?
It's great so far. The weather is very friendly, and I'm enjoying
Wow, that's good for you. Lucky you.
it. Yeah.
Okay. So my name is Letitia Ajimai Kunedu, and I'll be your host for today's program. My
Okay.
guest, Mr. Daniel Edubuachi, holds a bachelor's degree from the University of Cape Coast, Ghana, and then a master's degree in agric science from the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, Kumasi, Ghana. He is currently pursuing his PhD in horticulture at the University of Florida, right?
Yes.
And he is in his third year. He will tell us more later. Yeah. So, Mr. Daniel Edubuachi, welcome once again.
Thank you.
Okay. So, why did you choose to go to the USA? Why didn't you continue your PhD at KNUST or maybe go back to UCC for your PhD? But then you decided to go to the US.
I traveled outside the country because of curiosity and then branding. I have known that the education system is quite different. So as I experienced Ghanaian system for about 30 years of my life, I
Mm-hmm.
decided to travel and see what happens elsewhere.
Okay. Has it been worth it so far?
I think so. I think so because now I have moved from imaginary learning and memorization to practical work. And I can tell you that it's worth my time studying in the US.
Okay, that's good to know. So, how was the process like? Can you take us through the application process, how you found your school? Was it recommended to you by someone? Or we want to know, how did you get your school?
Thanks for the question. Thanks for the question. First, I knew what I wanted to do.
Okay.
That's the first key thing. I knew what I wanted to do, and so I asked a friend about the process, and the person
Okay.
oriented me that there's supposed to be exams written, as graduate record exams, simply put, GRE.
Okay.
So as I was preparing to write the exams, I was also searching on the internet about possible schools I can attend or I can apply to. So I can remember I sent an email to a lot of schools. The reason why I sent email to a lot of schools, specifically professors or if in Ghana terms lecturers, is that some of the schools it's required that you get a professor who will accept to work with you during your period of study. So as I sent an email, I knew what I wanted to do, and that distincted me from other people. Why do I say that? I was applying to many schools, sending an email to many professors, I should say, and I had two people accepting me for me to work with them. That is Mississippi State University and University of Florida.
Okay.
So when I came to school, my professor said, I accepted you because you knew what you wanted to do. A lot of people send me email that they want to be on my program, but they just copy what is on my website and send it to me. But when
Mm.
I was sending him an email, I indicated that, okay, I'm Daniel, I schooled here, I did this project, I schooled here, I did this project for my master's, and for my PhD, I want to do this. So he knew that I have a good sense of purpose in enrolling in the PhD program. So having known what you really want to do.
Chip in here. So one point, if our viewers are listening, one point that they should take note of is that one has to be specific. You have to know what you want to do.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. Please continue.
And aside being specific, you have to do the search yourself. Like,
you have to do
I'm in University of Florida. Yeah. Yes. Because
and if I may ask, what should one have in mind during the search?
Great.
Because there are so many things on the internet.
Good. So
right?
this is,
so it's very difficult to know exactly what to search for. So what should you have in mind? What should you have at the back of your mind when you are searching?
Okay. It's similar like writing. First, you start from the global perspective or the general point, then you narrow it down to specificity. So here you say, okay, if you want to enroll in maybe MBA programs, MBA program in the US, you can just Google MBA program in the US or best MBA program in the USA.
Okay.
The best schools will come. Then you take your time. Then you click on each to read about the admission requirement.
Okay.
So as you get that, then you now narrow it down to the requirement of the graduate school or the department of that university.
Okay. So in general, what are the requirements? In general, I know that maybe depending on which school you are applying to, there may be some specific thing they will ask. But in general, what are the requirements?
Generally, as at the time I was coming, it was transcript, your GRE score, your CV, and then your online application, and then application fee.
Oh, okay. So you have to pay a fee. Roughly how much?
It's state specific or university specific, I should say, because some of the schools you can pay as much as $100, and some of the schools too you can pay as low as $35.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So for the the application process is time demanding. So as you are specific about what you want to do, and you've now known that admission requirement, then maybe if you have not written the graduate record exams, you start preparing to write. Then maybe.
Sorry, let me come in here. For those of you or those of our viewers who are asking themselves, can you please tell us a little more about the GRE?
Great. The GRE is an examining course, as you say, or test to see how resilient you can be in the school. You can be in graduate school, but it's in the form of mathematics and English. And I can tell you that it will tease your brain to really bring the best out of you, or to bring what is in you out.
Okay, so does it matter what program you are going to offer, or for every program you have to write a GRE?
Good for this question.
For every program, it's mathematics and English.
Yeah, they have specifics, some for physics, some for chemistry, but generally what they accept is the general one, which is the maths and English. You write it at a sitting, I think about 3 hours to 4 hours. Yes, you write it at a sitting. And depending on the school, if you are going for MBA program, for instance, it may be a GMAT instead of the GRE.
Okay. Yeah. And what
GMAT, I don't know the full meaning, but it's something mathematics and English and analytical, something that will help you to be able to be comfortable in MBA programs. So it's usually requested by MBA programs in the schools. I remember a friend was applying for MBA program in the University of Florida, and they needed the GMAT, especially as he was moving from agricultural science to MBA program.
Oh, okay. As I know, the GRE is quite expensive. Is it possible for students to still get scholarship without writing it?
Yes. Yes.
What's the probability? Because the yes is kind of low. So.
Oh, the yes is about halfway, because some of the schools used to have GRE as one of their requirements, but they've taken it off. Especially, I can tell you some list of schools I'm aware of. In fact, my school is part of it. University of Florida is part of schools that do not need any GRE for you to apply as of this year. I don't know if it's because of the COVID-19, because per what I have read last year, that the international students who came to US reduced by 43%, and I know the COVID-19 will reduce it because people may not be writing the GRE, and there will be a lot of hindrances, especially the financial demand of getting, you have $215 or $205 to apply for GRE and then write. So let me give you some list of schools I know for now.
Okay, so because of our time, we will leave that in the description for our viewers later on.
Okay.
Okay. So apart from the GRE and then the transcript, what are some other requirements?
Some of the schools require that you have people who write recommendation letters for you. So some of them 2 or 3. So as you are getting your documents ready, like your certificate, your transcript, your CV, your statement of purpose, you have to be talking to lecturers or bosses whom you have had encountered with, and they know you personally, because they really believe in genuine people.
Okay.
I mean, whatever the lecturers may write, they see it as genuine. And then sometimes when your CV is too formal, extreme formal, they tend to, I think, suspect you. They want to know that you are kind of person who have some extracurricular activities.
Yeah.
You have some volunteering lifestyle shown on your CV. Yes. So I think for now, these are some of the things you may need.
Okay, great. I hope our viewers are taking note of all these. Okay, so does the admission come with the scholarship, or do you have to apply for the scholarship separately?
It's in both ways. If your application included, okay, I earlier said that as you be specific about what you're looking for, you may get a professor, and the professor will ask you, are you having funding? If your answer is yes, it means you come with your funding. But if it is no, and the professor is having a funding, then you'll be accepted into his program. So when a professor is having a funding, it implies that you have an assistantship. That is graduate research. Okay, assistantship. We have 3 types of assistantship. We have graduate assistantship, we have graduate teaching assistantship, and we have graduate research assistantship.
Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, with assistantship, it means that you are required to work in the university only, and the money that you are due, you'll be given part of it for your stipend, for your school fees, and then for your rent, for your food, and the professor will pay for you part of your tuition, your school fees, your health insurance, and the money for your research too will be there.
Okay.
But yes, that goes for both graduate teaching assistantship, graduate research assistant, and then graduate assistantship.
Okay. So this means that you are actually working for the money. It's not like it's being given to you for free, right?
No, it's not for free. It's not for free.
In
It's
all
not for
cases, or are there some other cases
okay.
that you
Okay.
you wouldn't have to do any work, but will still be giving some money?
If you get something called fellowship, for fellowship, you will not have to work for any professor. The only thing you have to do is to just study and conduct your research and go. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
But
Does it apply for also does it apply to also master students or only PhD students?
it's for programs in graduate school. So there might be a professional program, there might be an master's program, PhD program, any of them, it works.
So in case one doesn't get any of these offers, is it possible to work to fund for yourself in the US as a student? Can you work and take care of yourself?
You can work, but you must have a means of funding even before you be granted a visa to come. For instance, I have a friend who is from Egypt who did not get assistantship. So he got funding from his government that he will pay the money later. Yes.
Okay.
And he came on a different visa. And when he came on that visa, it allowed his wife to join him. And on that case, his wife can work to support him on that
Okay.
kind of visa.
Okay. So it's still possible to study in the USA even if you don't get a scholarship, right?
Yes. If you should have a means of funding, and the funding should be secured. So as he had it from the government of Egypt, it was good. And I have a little friend who came from Ghana as well. He came in for law on taxation law, and he had funding from Ghana Gets, that's the Gets Fund, Ghana Education Service, Ghana Education Tertiary Fund, yeah, Gets Fund, and it was a hell for her. I can tell you that.
Okay, so assuming that maybe I want to study in the US, but I didn't get scholarship from my government or any other organization, but my parents have enough money to sponsor me, is it possible for me to come?
Yes, the possibility is there. The possibility is there, but I can tell you that it may not be easy. Because if I will tell you the reality of the system, you can pay, they pay rent every month. And the rent can be as much as $1,000. At least around, yes, at least $350, depending on the state. And sometimes you have to pay school fees every semester. It's not once a year. And you have to eat. You have to pay phone bill, light and water. That is utility bills. You have to pay. So if it's not that your parents have the money in dollars, in maybe in huge dollars, I can tell you it may not be easy, because when you go to the embassy, they will check the statement of purpose of the one who is in support of you. And if they know that with the system they have in their country, your means of funding is not enough, they will not grant you the visa.
Oh, okay. All right. So we encourage our viewers to send in their comments, their questions, so that our guests will answer all of them for us. So, Mr. Edubuati, so far, can you tell us the difference between the education system in Ghana and that of the US?
Oh my God. The difference is too wide. It's too wide. Because over here, you memorize some petty things. but at a graduate level, I can see that it's more focused on practical, and even courses that you take without practicals, you see that you've really, really learned something, and you will leave being a productive person out of that class. Let me tell you this. I took this course because out of curiosity on weed management. And I can tell you that I can start a whole company in Ghana about weed management.
Wow.
Yes, for just taking a course. And I can tell you my program or my research does not include weed management. But I know weed management is something that is hampering the progress of Ghana's agriculture. So I decided to take a step to know something there. And I can tell you that in that same class, I learned how to write proposal for funding. I did a lot of practical things. I mean, read a lot about a lot of practical things, and then got to know some simple approaches that you can do to manage waste. And I can tell you, if those ideas are used by extension agents and MOFA, farming in Ghana may be easy if we want to. So what I want to say is that the system is practical, and you see that the program at the end of the program you feel filled and led. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So would you say that the system in Ghana prepares us enough to face the outside world?
Halfway.
Why?
Yes, because Ghana system doesn't have resources. The internet is down. Sometimes I don't know for now. Sometimes you research. You have to find your own money to conduct the research. But look, with my presence here, the only thing I have to do is to think and do. I don't have to think about funding. No. That is, I mean, a research program, agriculture is as practical as you can imagine. And I don't have to worry about. That's why I'm saying resources are available for everything in the lab, in the field. There is car for transportation. You see that resources are available to spearhead what you are doing. But in Ghana, it's about you.
Mm-hmm.
It's about you. I remember my mother has to sell her land before I could get money for my research for my master's program. So it means
That's Ghana, right?
Yes. So it means that if you don't have the financial means, you may not be able to go higher, climb higher on education ladder. It may take longer time with persistence.
Yeah, I get you. So, how was the feeling when you stepped in the USA for your studies? Did you experience any cultural shock?
Oh, it was a nice experience. You will see diversity, but of course, the shock is there. You know, simply in Ghana, when you meet someone, you greet, even if you don't know him or her, you greet the person. The person may ask you, "How are you? Where are you going?" No. It doesn't happen now in the USA. But what I've experienced, no. You meet someone, good morning.
Wow.
That's right. Someone will say, you meet someone, say, hello, hi. That's the end. When you meet someone, you smile. Even that person you know, you smile. The person says, like about half a second smile. It was like, hey, which kind of people are this? But I mean, it's their culture, and we cannot say they should be like us.
Okay. Can you tell us some of the advantages of studying in the US?
Oh,
Apart from the fact that you just have to think and do.
Yeah, I value network of people, getting to know people. And
Okay.
when you study here, at least you know a lot of people across the globe, from China to Australia to Europe, Americans themselves. That's the America, the South America, and the North America. And I tell you, it will broaden your scope of network. And I can tell you, there is a saying that says your network is your net worth, which means that when you are so much connected to people, you may land on a lot of opportunities. You cannot do it alone. Yeah. And then here the system challenges you to do certain things you wouldn't do probably in your country.
Mm-hmm.
Look,
Examples.
my haircut, I do it myself
Wow. And it looks good
because
on you anyway. Yeah, so America has made you creative enough, right?
yes, and I can tell you that when I see simple devices they use, I tell myself, I can be developing this, I can be developing this in Ghana, I can be developing. I mean, you see a lot of things, and that will challenge you. And uh, one thing I like so much is that women are given the opportunity to do it.
Okay, that's great.
Look, tractors, graders. When I go
Mm-hmm.
to where I'm conducting my research, it's a farm of a company, and you see women driving the tractors, the graders, everything. In fact, some of the jobs we have classified them as male job or female job. Doesn't work here. A woman can do it, a man can do it. And I think it's high time we gave women the chance to do whatever they have to do.
That's good to know. What about disadvantages? Or everything is just so perfect in the US?
No, no, no. When you receive your stipend, you use all of them to pay your bills.
Wow.
So I listen them to you, your rent, your bill, your this. So people may have that as you are outside your country and you are in the US, you are financially sound, but it may not necessarily be so. I know of someone I know of colleagues in Georgia's University of Georgia, Oklahoma State University, that they pay high amount of school fees and rent. And
Wow.
it's hard. They have wives back home, and it's hard for them to bring them here because of the income they're having. They wish they could have them around, but the situation is not permitting that.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, and sorry, and sometimes the weather. I am privileged and blessed by God Almighty. The weather in Florida is just like Ghana, but
Throughout the year?
throughout the year, rain. It's about rain, cold, or sunshine. The sunshine can be as high as that of the northern. What's happening in northern Ghana? In fact, Navrongo to be specific. Yes.
And does it snow there?
Sorry? No. It doesn't snow in Florida. I have never seen snow since I came to the United States because I'm always in Florida during that period of snowing. Yes.
Wow.
So in fact, the difference between Ghana and Florida is that Florida is part of the US and Ghana is in West Africa. Yeah, the weather looks the same. Yes. Yeah, but when you go to Texas, no, New York, Connecticut, New Jersey, Texas used to experience similar weather like Florida or minor snow, but this year they had extreme level of windstorm of snow and it was not easy for them. But other states experiencing some kind of snow and you can feel cold. And another challenge, if you don't have a car or means of transportation, it's hard. It's hard for you to be mobile. And in this country, car is not something luxurious. Car is a necessity. If you are not having it, you may not be productive. You may not be productive. But one advantage I forgot to say is that the system is so welcoming that you can have an old car and still to run well on the road. Yes. So some of the villages you can be driving there, or in the city you can be driving there to do your one or two things. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, Mr. Edubuachi, I can see that we can talk about this, I mean, forever. You have so many interesting stuff to share with our viewers, but our time is already up. We had just 30 minutes actually. So I will let you share your final words with our viewers. But before that, let me get to the comment section and read what we have there. So we have Mary May Channel saying, thank you, Tisha Channel, for this video. Okay, thank you too for watching. Yeah, so Mr. Edubuachi, your final words before we say goodbye.
Well, what I can say is that if you want to study outside Ghana or your country to the United States, it takes time, so be persistent yourself. Don't ask someone to do it for you, because you can be busy here, very, very busy here, and you may not be able to do it as expected. And then don't look forward that searching for a professor will be easy. No. You may have to send about 15 to 20 or maybe 30 emails, and you have about 2 responding positively, others responding that I'm not taking students again. I mean, so it's work. But I can tell you that it pays off. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Daniel Edubuachi, incoming doctor, right? Thank you very much for your time. We really do appreciate. And viewers, thank you very much for watching. And we have a date next week, Thursday also. We'll be talking about studying in the Netherlands. So do make time for that. And for, if you remember, Mr. Edubuachi wanted to mention some schools that you can apply for without writing the GRE. We are going to leave that in the description for those of you who are interested in going for further studies in the USA, but don't want to write the GRE. Thank you very much and have a nice time. Bye.
Thank you very much. Bye.